What's going on, guys? Jack here, and welcome back to yet again another car video. Today we have something special. We have the new 2017 GTR, which we're allowed to look around today. Obviously I'm going to have as much detailed look as possible. We've got about a half an hour slot to really see what the car is like. But the question is, do I actually sell this car, which is a 2009 Nissan R35 GTR, which obviously I've done my own modifications to it. I've had it wrapped, I've done carbon, I've done some engine modifications. Obviously not myself, I can't do that, but we've actually done that to this car. As much as it's a question for me to answer, I want you to leave in the comments as well what you think I should do. Do you think I should sell this, or do you think I should go for the 2017 model? Anyway, let's have a little look inside. So guys, this is what I've got to record with. I've got this massive suction mount, which I probably won't use today, but I will use in future videos. I've got some tripods, some microphones for my Canon 70D in here. I've got loads of stuff, but I need to sell my GoPros, which is in here. So yeah, let me do that right now. Alright guys, so it took me about 20 minutes just to set up this GoPro back here and this camera here. Like, suction mounts, I absolutely hate them. But because it took so long to set up, I really need to get going. But what I want to talk to you about is my upload schedule. Every single Sunday I'm going to be doing something called Supercar Sunday, where I always do a car video, you know, evolving around supercars or even a super bike, because I really want to get a super bike for this summer, a litre bike basically. I've got my eyes on a Yamaha R1, so yeah, we'll get into that in more detail in just a second. I think it's time we get going. So something really special about today that I forgot to mention at the start. It's actually the first day that Team of the Season has been released. Team of the Season most consistent on FIFA. Also, Drake's new album Views was also released today, and on top of that, we get to see the new 2017 GTR. So today is really packed for me. Got to do a lot of filming today, obviously with Team of the Season and the car stuff, but at least I get to listen to some good music. Right, let's do down the window. Go for a bit of a blitz. Woo! There's honestly nothing better than that feeling when you put your foot down in this car, man. It is ridiculous. Nothing better to wake you up in the morning. Alright guys, so here we are. This is the 2017 Nissan GTR. It's actually a left-hand drive car, as you can see here, but I'm just going to quickly walk around the car and try and highlight all the different things that have changed with this car. So first of all, the big thing that you can notice on the outside of the car is these new 20-inch forged alloys, which I think look incredible. I think these are standard as well. Another thing I noticed here was the actual side skirts. They actually do stick out slightly. They're obviously more aerodynamic. They're designed to be like that, so they cut through the air a lot better. And again, the front has changed dramatically. We've got this, I think it's called a V-motion lip here, and the actual bonnet has a lot more, a deeper curve or a deeper cut into it here, which I think looks fantastic. A lot of people have said it looks a little bit like the Lexus LFA. I think it's because of these little side vents. Well, I say little, they're actually pretty big. Overall, I really do like the front of this car. Let's go down the side here as well. As we walk around the car, you can probably notice there's actually an aerial on top of the car as well, which is obviously new for the cars. I've never seen one of these on a GTR before. But also this is carbon, which apparently is only currently available to get in Japan, but I think they're working on getting this available for the UK as well, as an option when you buy the car. Now obviously from the back, it's a different rear diffuser or rear section of the car. We've actually got the side vents here, which look pretty cool, and more vents, more airs around the actual titanium exhaust. So this is the upgradable titanium exhaust, which does come with valves, which we'll get into when we get into the car. We'll talk about that a little bit more, but overall looks fantastic. Alright, so that pretty much sums up the outside of the car. I'm not sure if I mentioned the actual name of this colour. This is called Daytona Blue, and it looks really nice for, you know, for a standard colour. I think it looks fantastic. My favourite colour, I think, if I ever had one of these cars, would probably be black anyway. I think black's one of the best colours. Alright, so now we've had a look around the car, let's go inside. So obviously the door handles are exactly the same. You pop that in and pull this out. Right, so let's get into the car, and I want you to listen to this door close, because it is actually slightly different. You guys probably might not notice the difference, but it does sound a lot better. My Nissan doesn't sound as cool and plush as that. So the first thing you noticed as you get in is the steering wheel. Obviously it just stands out the most, it sticks out the most as you get in, but then when you sit down you see this center console and it looks so much less cluttered, a lot cleaner. Obviously this carbon fiber as well makes it look a lot better, more uprated from the original interior. Also, another thing to note about this, we've got 2 air vents here, which on the old GTR we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 across the whole of the top, whereas now we've got 1 on the side, 1 on the side here, and then 2 in the middle. So that's different, it makes it look less cluttered. One thing I like about this is they've kept almost like the original switches and the original buttons in the same kind of position as the old one. That's very important because as a GTR owner you do play around with this quite a bit. The gear stick and the way it's laid out is exactly the same again. Another new thing about this car is this button here, which is used to navigate around the menu. You go left and right and just go up and down on the actual menu itself here, and then when you click the middle button, that basically means OK, and you can also use it to zoom in and out, obviously on the maps as well when you're using the directions to go somewhere. Just adding something as simple as this button makes it a lot more updated, and it just makes it a lot easier to use this when you're on the go rather than playing around like reaching up here pressing buttons. You can just go down here to your side. Easy as that. In terms of the actual display itself, it is an 8-inch screen now instead of a 7-inch screen, so it has had a slight improvement in terms of the size, which means you can just see things a lot more clearly. But one thing I noticed is just the fact that it changes and it just reacts to your fingers instantly. My one isn't quite instant, it's not, you know, slow, I'm used to it. But the fact it's just upgraded technology basically. It's just a quicker CPU, a quicker processor running the system. Again, you've got all of your old settings, so you can click on one of these and then just put basically what you want down here. You've got all these different settings: boost, speed. I think there's about 17 different settings on my GTR. Let's see how many there is here. So 18, 19. I think that's exactly the same. One big change about the steering wheel is the fact that these paddles are actually attached to the steering wheel themselves. So I actually haven't got the car on, so I can't actually move the steering wheel much, but you can see they're attached completely, whereas on mine they stay in one position, and if you move your steering wheel up here you can't change the gear, whereas this, it will follow your hand all the way up. Now let's actually look at the side door panels. So you'll see this new red leather stitcher, which is on the Recaro edition. I'm not sure if that's 100% standard or not, but it's on the Recaro edition. As you can see here, the Recaro seats. Now just sitting down on these seats, they're pretty similar, but I have noticed that just sitting back in it, the side bits here hug you a lot more. Now lastly, before we actually move on to actually starting up the car and giving it a few little revs, I'm actually going to show you the rear of the car. It's a little bit dark at the moment, so I'm going to get out and move the seats back. Okay, so here we have the rear of the car, the back seats. Nothing's really changed, to be honest, compared to the older models. Nothing that I can notice anyway. If it has changed, it's very marginal. It all looks the same to me. The driver's seat again has this button here, which obviously you can use to move the seat forwards, move it back. You can even move this middle bit up and then down again, so you can see it going down slightly. Something I couldn't actually get the camera on whilst I was sitting down in the driver's seat is this bit under here, which is obviously where you can open the boot and also pop the bonnet and also change the parking sensors, because this car actually has front beeping sensors, whereas the older one you can only get it on the rear, whereas this one's got front and rear. Whilst we're here, let's pop the bonnet and actually have a look inside the boot. Again, looks very similar. I'm not sure if it's bigger at all. I think it's about the same as the current one. Alright, so it's time to actually start the car. We've got the foot on the brake. Here we go. Yeah, there's not much petrol left in this car, I've noticed. Hopefully it doesn't run out of petrol as we're revving it. Alright, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to give the car a few revs with the valves closed. Here we go. Now when we go down here, switch the button. I haven't really noticed a massive difference, but when we rev it, it is a bit louder. So guys, I've gone around absolutely everything that I could remember to put into this video that I knew about the car. I've gone around everything that I could actually visually see that's different about this car as well. It's definitely left me with some questions. Now, do I actually sell my car, which I've put a lot of time and money into, and I think is completely unique to me because of the things I've done to it, the modding, the actual outside of the car, visually, just everything I've done to it? Do I sell my car and get this one? The interior of this is just a completely another level up. Of course, comparing the stock car to a stock car, this just looks so much better. But is it actually worth selling my car to get this thing right here? Let me know what you think in the comment section, but hopefully you have enjoyed the video. It's just been like an overview of the car. I haven't actually got to drive the car itself, but you know, mechanically and engine wise, it's not really changed a lot at all. Maybe in the future I'll actually get to drive one and I could do a video on it, but for now that's all I've got for you today. If you enjoyed the video, drop a like on the video. Make sure you subscribe as well. I will be uploading a supercar related video every single Sunday from now onwards. I really want to get into this supercar stuff. Next week we have something I'm going to be doing with Paul Supercars of London, so I'm really looking forward to that. And I am running out of time in the studio, so I need to go. I'll see you later. Bye bye.